Hey there. Today the moon is in Taurus, heading into Saturday's new moon in Taurus. So we're really in that new moon vibe, releasing the old and setting the stage for the new. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Friday, May 15th, and with the moon in Taurus now, we begin that process of releasing the last moon cycle. And that means bringing completion to the things we've been putting in motion, the action of new beginnings and the creative projects we've been starting or embarking on, or the new directions, or whatever is showing up that is new in your life. It doesn't mean it's coming to an end. It means that the phase of working on it to move it, to step into that new thing, that phase is shifting. And we are shifting into what will be coming next, which is the Taurus moon cycle of implementation, of grounding, of focusing on how we are going to put things in place to maintain the new directions we've set foot on. So if you're embarking on, say, a long journey on foot, a big hike or something, and you have to take that first step, right? That Aries initiation, beginning the journey, setting foot in the direction you're going to go. And that has been really, really important as we've gone through the Aries moon cycle. So from April 17th through tomorrow's new moon on May 16th, we've had the Aries moon cycle fulfilling its promise of pushing us to step into things we might otherwise not step into, because we have that urge, that drive from within saying you must do this, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not how you normally do things. It's really important to step in this new direction. So once you've gotten going on that journey, once you've taken those first initial steps to set off on your journey, to begin your new project, to move in new directions, to start something, or find your courage to try to do things differently. Now we will begin the Taurus moon cycle with the Taurus new moon, 1 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, May 16th. And with that Taurus moon cycle, now it's more about, okay, how are we going to maintain this journey? So where are the snacks, right? So let's make sure we have our water, our snacks, our routines, our habits. What is going to keep us going in this new direction that we have set off on? And so that is the focus for the next couple of days as we really move through this new moon energy. It is planting the seeds for how we are going to sustain and maintain what we have put in motion. And so thinking now about resources, about needs, about what will keep your body going, so what you need at those physical levels of maintaining and sustaining and nourishing yourself on this journey. And so, of course, that can be quite literal in the sense of, looking at things like diet and body care and rest and those very physical things that we need to sustain ourselves. But it's also metaphorically looking at what kinds of practices do you need to put in place? What kind of support do you need? How do you want to think about your allocation of resources, your time, your money? What does that look like? How are you making choices that are going to help you maintain the new direction you have set off on? And so that is the work of the next moon cycle. And with the Taurus new moon, we are planting that seed. So really grounding and listening to our bodies and feeling into the value and beauty that is available to us, right? The abundance of resources we have when we, especially when we get outside of that box of thinking, that resources are thinking of them as this very limited thing, like, I have to have money, or, of course we have to have money, but there's lots of things we need, right? We need time, we need rest, we need beauty, we need relationship, we need to have our mind stimulated, right? Like there's all these things that we need on that resource level, that maybe we need information. So all of those things are going to be important, and how you plant your seeds right now, for set your intentions for listening to that deeper place of what you need to sustain you on this journey. So coming back to Friday, because this is the video for Friday, May 15th, early morning, around a few minutes before 4:30 a.m. Pacific time, the moon forms a square to Pluto. So that can be kind of intense, and moving through some transformation, looking at some deeper truths, activating that deeper inner knowing of what is not right, right? So like what doesn't work. Maybe your snacks are buried in the pocket too deep where you can't reach them. So, what does that look like? How is that, where do you need to make some changes? Where do you need to look at the truth of how you are set up or not to maintain yourself and have access to the resources you need? So that is the honesty, right? Being honest with yourself. That is what's being awakened with that square of the moon to Pluto, is the need to be honest with ourselves about where our needs are not getting met, and open to how maybe we need to shift to look at how those could be met better. And it's a confrontation in many ways with yourself, when you have to look at those deeper places of like being honest with yourself about maybe, hey, some of the choices I'm making are not really going to support me and sustain me in this journey that I'm on. So noticing what's changing and noticing what you're going to need and how that might look different from what it looked like before you set foot on this journey, either literally with some new direction or project in your life, or sort of could be metaphorically with more of like how your story might be changing, how your sense of self might be changing. So in other words, with all that April Aries energy, we had this energy of new beginnings, and we continue with the energy of starting new things, but we're now going to embark on this new phase of how we sustain the new directions we are moving in. So we had also yesterday the Sun and Mercury conjunct. Mercury never moves very far from the Sun, but when they come together, it's the new planting of the seed of communication. So thinking about communication, what you need to say, where you need to listen more. And often communication is with our own self. So we have this like ongoing, many of us have an ongoing inner dialogue. So it's like, how are you talking to yourself? What do you need to say? What do you need to listen to? What part of you are you listening to? So anyway, communication and themes of communication are up with Venus in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus and this Taurus new moon. So that gives kind of a lighter, more airy quality to this new moon as well. Themes of communication and where we need to ask for what we need, and again, where we need to listen at deeper levels to those deeper truths that maybe is what we need to recognize or acknowledge so that we can be best supported as we continue forward on this journey. And with tomorrow's new moon in Taurus, I have created for the first time since 2022 or something like that. First time I've created a brand new meditation, and it is available to those of you who sign up for my monthly Manifesting with Moon Cycles program. Yes, we're back with Manifesting with Moon Cycles. Brand new moon for this, or brand new guided meditation for this Taurus new moon is super, super powerful. I think you will love it. If you are not really sure if you want to join a group program, I do have my guided meditations that were recorded in the past. They are available for sale on my website, astrologyheals.com. Go to the products section and find the guided meditations there. And you can find last year's guided meditation for the Taurus new moon, which you could purchase for $15, or join the Manifesting with Moon Cycles program, $33 a month, and you get the brand new guided meditations. Check it all out at transformationalastrology.com. And as always, thank you so much for being here and for hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate you. I will see you next time. I'm here every day with Astrology for Unshakable Self-Care. Bye for now.